Let's see if we can get this here show on the road for a July 30th, 2020. Let's move it ahead. Oh, we're moving on up to the east side, moving on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Yeah, we're moving on up to the east side, moving on up. We finally got a piece of the pie. Oh, yeah. How you doing, Lisa Freebird, my girl Cyanide Cupcake? Good evening to you. Finally got our deluxe apartment in the sky. And good evening, everybody. It is the 30th of July, 2020. And welcome to all of you. If you're coming into the chat, good evening to you, Scottish. How are you? Good evening, Bill Ellis. Good to see you tonight. Hi, Jelly Bean. Laura Wright. Nice to see you in the chat this evening. If I missed anybody, apologize. If you thumbs up on the way in, that would be great. Hello, Miss Linda Peachy Pie. Hi, Watch. How are you in the great city of Palm Springs, California? I bet it's hotter than a $2 pistol on a Baltimore street on a hot July night down there in Palm Springs. Hello, Alex the Turtle. Gaming, how are you? Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I realized somebody said, like, the boss, like, wow, the chat was a downer last night. Hey, we're in tough times. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's no reason that we should not pull positive in life. We know even through the worst of times, we always find our way back again. Hello, Missy. Although I will say the news flow is pretty lousy, and now they're talking about the president maybe not having an election, and I'm thinking to myself, good Lord, man, even during the heart of the Civil War in 1864, with troops in the field, hundreds of thousands of Union troops, we still found a way to vote during a Civil War. Hi Jen, good to see you. Yeah, I'm feeling sassy, sweating like a priest in a little league game. Well, yeah, amongst other things. And I am back on the regular unit today. I do have some things set up there for set pieces for videos, and for the time being, until I can up my game with a better computer, which doesn't seem to be in my future. And hello, Missy. Doesn't seem to be in my immediate future for just live streams at home. I'll try to switch it up. I'm thinking of rearranging the whole place, but there's not a lot of options that make sense in here. Yeah, you history buff, you. Well, it's pretty amazing, Johnny G. You think about all of the hundreds of thousands of Union troops deployed from Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Kentucky, Virginia, all up through Maryland and into Pennsylvania. Still found a way to, and down in Atlanta, still found a way to make voting, make elections happen. So I imagine it'll be the same. Thank you. We lucky in New Zealand. You're looking well. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. You gorgeous thing. Yeah, you're not lucky. You guys were careful in New Zealand. You started early. You have a good prime minister down there. She's young. She just took the lead. It's a relatively small population base. People are used to, I don't want to say doing what they're told to do, but they can all work as a unit and accomplish things. Yeah, no rogue mods. Yeah, we don't have. Yeah, had a long day at work, so glad I get to be here to make you. Okay, good. Hi, Blackhearted. How are you? Vanilla Rain. Hello from Arkansas. What's up, Red Pill? How are you? What's going on with China? I mean, which thing you want to talk about? The Three Gorges Dam that's being displaced by all the water behind it. If I was downstream on the Yangtze River, I think all the way down, all the way to Shanghai on the sea there, I think I'd sleep with my eyes eyes open at night and be ready to run. I don't know. It's a topsy turvy. It's a crazy crazy world. Is there something specifically that? Hey, Vegas Vixen, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. Yeah, sometimes accidents happen. My mods aren't perfect, and we get a chat flow in here, and sometimes you get some of our own taken out by friendly fires. But they do a great job, and I'm so grateful for my moderators here. I'm down a couple right now. I know Kim's got some stuff going on. She'll return as soon as she can. But in the meantime, I've got the A team on the field. Good old Missy, the pride of softball there, right? I'll go. I went in my prayer. We went in my. They said it snowed there today. I don't know, man. I don't know. Next, you're gonna tell me fires raining down from the sky. My sugar cane, how you doing, sweetie? Nice to see you. I don't know what there is to go to war about. You know, I don't. I kind of doubt that. There's too much to lose to to have any kind of meaningful conflict out there. This nation is wounded right now, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and in a lot of ways, we just have ourselves to blame for the things that things that have happened. It's because we are 300 some 20 million people or whatever that it's a big population, and we're not a homogeneous population. We have all different varieties, colors, political leanings, economic leanings. It's hard to get everybody to pull the oars together. Hello, Zeus. How are you? The A team. I bet they think we're manipulating the weather. Good luck with that. I'm not much on that theory of weather manipulation, although I'm sure there's been millions of tax dollars devoted to trying to, like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, trying to manipulate that weather. Hello, Joey D. How are you? Nice to see you this evening. So I'm not sure anything specific. I mean, they've had terrible flooding all behind the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River and the poor construction. I mean, it's nothing that surprises me, having spent 5 years in China. Payoffs were just a fact of life when it came to contracting. I know someone very personally that was involved. He was architect and signing off on. Chinese guy went to MIT, signed off, took big bribes to sign off on. You know, when you build a building, you don't just construct it and then they come in and look at it. As you're going along, they demand that you take periodic core samples of the concrete and things like that so you can stress test it so it passed the pounds per square inch test. And this guy fell for the bribe. He fell for the money, and the end result was, the guy, uh, the big developer that bribed him didn't stand up. They didn't stand up for him, and he ended up fleeing to Taiwan over there. So it was tough. Lots of people were hurting, but we're coming through. Yeah, I think we all will. Hello, El Chazi. I guess I'm saying that right. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Good to see you. So I know about corruption and things like that. Corruption was rife in the Philippines. Was rife in China, and money talks and everything else. It's tough. Hi Pam, how are you? So yeah, he had he had a nervous breakdown, had to quit working, and excuse me. I really don't know if his life is back on track. Hey Teresa, hope you're having a great day. I had a good day. Well, Taryn did that a little bit. Taryn, MIT and Harvard are very to the point with quality learning. I'm taking an aerospace class from MIT, and it's easier than NYU. Are you going to be an astronaut now? Huh? You see your ass on the moon or on Mars? Vegas fiction. Is there mafia in China? Yes, you have in China what's called the Tongs, Tongs, and they're almost like mafia in the sense, like in New York City, where they would have like Goodfellas. They would be hanging out in a in behind a meat store, right behind the front counter, which would look like a legitimate business. It was never really selling anything. In the back room, they would do all their operations and gambling drops and run numbers and prostitutes and liquor protection rackets. Same thing in China. You'll have these benevolent associations. They sound so nice, you know. The Wu Tang Clan Benevolent Association, and a lot of these, yeah, they have very serious gangs over there, and they play for keeps too over there. Aquarius, nice to see you. No, I realize you only need to pass with a 60. So I took a fancy class. My grade now is all right. All right. I don't know, Vegas Vixen. I just when I needed just a credit, I needed a elective course in college. I just end up, taking, I don't know, film class, or studying classic movies and things like that with a really cool professor. And we would dick off roll in at 3 o'clock and then just dick off, and the movie's over at 4:30. But I learned a lot from that. Went to Publix. Yeah, I heard a hurricane is bearing down. Did they pay off the CCP? Um, it's hard to say. I mean, a lot of the era of the Mao Zedong and the Little Red Guard and all those things is kind of dissipated these days. As far as government officials being on the take, I guess it's like any country. Maybe 5% of the people are on the take, right? But it eventually collapses. Everything comes out in the light. Look at Ellen DeGeneres today. Okay, seems like a nice, hey, it's the Ellen show, and woo, and all happy-go-lucky. And behind the scenes, evidently, she was very brutal to the staff at Warner Brothers studio where they filmed and things. And uh, they had a little subsect of the story talking about when she took a show on the road to Australia. The Australians in the production company, they actually made sure to tell the people that work there, under no circumstances are you to talk to her, are you to even look at her when she comes into the studio. And it made it extremely brutal for them to work there. And the end result is she ended up drafting a letter today. You can see the open letter to the staff, apologizing and claiming that things will change and all that. So it's very difficult. Hello, mobile mechanic. We'll get a little rain if we're lucky. Mean chick with cool sneakers. So you never really know what somebody is like. The perception doesn't sometimes match the reality. I guess they call the Chinese Yeah, they call it the triad. They call it's a throwback from the Tongs and the warlords, where blood is thicker than water on there. So, hey Maggie, how are you? Yeah, like she was royalty. Yeah, thumbs up are appreciated. B student in things like quantum physics. Apologies, don't help. Ask Roseanne. Bar, it's a very difficult time. It's been fascinating to see Hollywood come unhinged over the last couple months. There's just nothing to do. They don't know which way to go. They don't know what the field of entertainment looks like. What kind of movies that you should put out. They have no clue at all. There's no flow to the taste in the public. Right now. Yeah, I know Cav TV. He came up and visited here on the rancho. Hey, Sandy, how are you? I'm not sure if fame went to her head, but it's just maybe her baked in the cake personality. I don't know. So Ellen is very vocal about her Be Kind campaign. Yeah, I'm going to grab a glass of water real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. I've got to find a clean glass around here. I need to get something to drink. I need to get something to drink. All right. All right. I got a clean glass. I don't have no water. I gotta fill up my zero water. All right. See, Narce just called me, but I can't take the call right now. I'm live, so I'll have to call him later. Ed McMahon died broke and homeless. I wonder how. I wonder how. Flipper died of natural causes. So did Lassie. Which one? Lassie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lassie number 7. I don't know. My point is that you can look at. I read the Guardian. I read the Daily Mail. I read the Star, and they cover a lot more of Hollywood because I'm just interested to see how they're going to move forward. What the entertainment field is going to, what it's going to look like. BB and John, how are you? Thank you. Sean says your hard work's paying off on the beautiful garden. I've been harvesting carrots that are literally that long. The plums are coming in now. The beautiful deep purple red elephant heart plums. I took a ton of okra. I even have one baby pumpkin. I've got a vine that's 18 feet long, and I finally got a little pumpkin on the, on the end of it. Shona Lake, Strike a Port, Johnny G, how are you tonight? Hey Dave, how you doing? I hope your mom's doing well. Jesse says I work in the film industry. What do you put up for entertainment in this type of environment? It's a really things got real serious real fast, and people are really like sensitive to anything that comes over that could trigger some people. I mean, they're marching again in New York City tonight, like, and even in Saratoga, New York. I'm like, shouldn't they be getting ready for the thoroughbred racing in August in Saratoga Springs? I don't know. Shows are now just beginning to restart filming. Yeah, the tomatoes. How you doing, Jay Berlin? Where you been? You working hard at San Diego wildfire? You better be careful. Drive-in theaters is the answer for the entertainment business until the weather's bad. I don't know. I think it's a carving pumpkin there. So if you're coming in and enjoying the chat, I ask you just take a minute to thumbs up. It's most appreciated. Really, really serious. No triggers. Just saying it's just now beginning to restart work-wise. But you know, Jesse, being in the film industry, and I follow it. I follow film industry closely. Some of the inside things. Not that I'm, I know nothing, but I'm curious about how movies are made, particularly in the gear and the Panaflex cameras and focus pulling and gaffers and grips and you know at those meetings at Warner Brothers, Universal Studios, Columbia Pictures, Paramount, etc., etc. You know they're having long hard meetings trying to figure out. It's almost like the Spanish Inquisition. Did you line up? Did you line up women for Epstein? Tell me, tell me. And it's tough. Saratoga great in summer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like Saratoga Springs. Be patient with your pumpkin. I know. I can only let it grow. 18 feet long that thing is now. When you see that on the update, and at the very end of it, there's a little pumpkin grown. It only took a month. Somebody tell me, yeah, you take the little male flower with the little dick in it, and you pull it and then shake it into female flower. They all look the same to me. I don't know. Thanks. Mom is staying with me, doing well, good. Yeah, all thumbs up matter. That's it. We have a drive-in next country over. But what do you want to see? What do you have a taste for? It seems to me, if I was to lay down a bet on the direction of entertainment right now, what direction do you think that I believe that entertainment and films would go next? Anybody want to take a guess? I have no idea about the seeds from China, but I did send off a package to Shanghai today with some of my spinach seeds. So we'll see if it arrives over there. Teresa said Friday will be the last day of Friends Family. They've been serving the community for 50 years. They're losing money. I hear you. A lot of people have been asking that question since this girl. Sadly, that stuff it can be grimy. I mean, it's a glamorous industry for 1% of the people, and it's a dog eat dog world for the rest of the people that work in there. I don't know if anybody really you don't hear anybody say, oh, I want to go to Hollywood and I want to be a star anymore. Recycling old films, that's one possibility. I'm going to make a prediction. Well, superhero movies, we've had the Avengers, Fantastic Four, we've had Spider-Man, I think that we're going to start to try to turn to comedy in the movies. That's my prediction. I think we're going to go to comedy. We've come through kind of the sci-fi, fantasy era, the blue, orange, dark movies that look like somebody forgot to turn on a light. And I think we're going to get to a comedy period here, because comedy is not specific to race, creed, color. It's non-controversial, and people like a good laugh. Hey Johnny, how are you? Hello, Nature Woman. I'm not sure horror and action movie. I don't know if people want to go in and see a horror movie right now. They're living. Hi Denise. Hey Carrie class. They're living the horror story every damn day. Home release will stay option until theaters are renovated to allow social distance. But will they have the capacity to sustain a group like AMC theaters pulling every other seat or something like that? It's hard. Laughing increases serotonin, and Lord knows we all need that. I think, John, I think not one good movie has been made since 1968. Well, there have been some good movies. It's just pick and choose. I just see them 30 years after they've come out in regular theater release. I just think it's time I think comedy will start to come out again. The one horror movie that scares me is 2020. One that scared the hell out of me was seeing The Exorcist at 14 or 15 years old. That was a few sleepless weeks at night, sharing a room with my brother and making sure he wasn't elevating off of the bed. Like how Shirley Temple movies were propaganda to cheer people during the Depression. Shirley Temple was the only thing that sustained Fox. Absent Shirley Temple in the 1930s, Fox Studios would have closed their door. I love coming in here to see what you're up to on the Rancho. Yeah, The Exorcist. I never thing that killed me about The Exorcist, it bridged, it brought together reality and a dramatic storyline. Hello, Mouse Toes. Hey, Jeffrey, how you doing? Love getting your messages once in a while. Yeah, The Exorcist was groundbreaking. Uh, I watched the making of it, how they worried about the censors with a lot of that movie. That's a great movie. The Long Trailer with Lucille Ball. What a classic movie. Great, great, great movie. That should be mandatory for anybody who wants to buy an RV, a fifth wheel, a travel trailer, Class A, Class B, Class C, to watch that. My favorite part is when they're visiting her mother or something, and he goes to back to trailer, and they're all talking about their prize roses on the trellis over the driveway, and he just takes that thing right down with the trailer. What's happening to Hollywood? Yeah, YouTube is happening. People finding themselves much more entertained with the goings on of YouTube and following people's lives and things like that. I was watching the Evil Dead movies at 4. No one horror has ever scared me. I'm weird, I guess. I can't watch. Yeah, Father Goose. Yeah, that was good. Cary Grant. I can't watch like Saw movies. I can't sit there and just, I'd like to film that, the flickering fluorescent, the seafoam pukey green walls and the black and white tiled floors. And I'm a huge horror buff, but I've seen The Exorcist so many times it's actually funny. Teresa says, my 18th birthday was a trip to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We were going deep sea fishing in the morning, but we went to see Jaws. Oh, God. Yeah, The Purge is like a lead up to what's going on out there. Um, when Eisenhower's daughter comes out and says, not exactly what she said, but President Eisenhower's daughter, I think it is, and she said, uh, "We're kind of in grave danger if we don't get if we don't get a grip real soon. We're gonna have some real friggin' problems here." Imitation of Life is great. You guys have to see the best years of our lives. Academy Award winners on that. Myrna Loy and uh, can't remember what the guy's name. Dana Andrews and Teresa Wright. And the first time they ever showed a person that was crippled coming back from war, and the guy had depth charges explode or something. He was racking depth charges on a PT boat or something and blew his hands off. And he had metal hooks for hands, and that was really groundbreaking for 1946 to see how these three guys adapted to civilian life at the end of World War II. One guy had terrible flashbacks and PTSD. Of course, the Navy guy struggled with using his hands. It was a great uh, Frederick March. Yeah, he won an Academy Award for that. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Anybody I missed here? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was great. But I tell you absolutely, see the best years of our lives. Academy Awards sweeper 1946, excellent movie. You got to see Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Missy Jen and I took a lot of crap for a lot of years when she was in her chair here, and I'd be wheeling her around. Great movie, Broadway Danny Rose. I liked Glenn Ross. I thought that was a great movie. It brought like 5 Oscar winners together, 5 best performing actor males together. Ed Harris, Jack Lemmon, Al Pacino. I don't know who the guy. Can't think of his name. That was in Beverly Hills, Slums of Beverly Hills, and you can imagine. Oh, and Kevin Spacey. You can imagine Alec Baldwin having to step into that role of the go between the boss and the sales guys, standing in front of five Oscar-winning actors and having to perform there. Good night, Alex. Let's see. Listen to my neighbor's granddaughter play happily in her country. She's yeah, Nana, this is so great. It's like there's no sickness here. Wow, wow. What was it? Alec Baldwin said, "Always be closing." A B C. Always be closing. Well, thank you. This is a Raquel Welch style one here, so thank you. Yeah, I do have a passion for movies. Do you have a clip of the place in The Hangover with the cop car in The Hangover? What does that mean? Do you have a clip of the place in The Hangover with the cop? Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin, yeah. Remember the Laurel and Hardy reached their peak of fame in the 1930s. And Three Stooges. Comedy was a big seller in the 1930s. Nana's Make Magic was a good and grumpy old man. She was, I remember Mother Jugs and Speed. What a movie. What a movie. She still looks good. Treasure of the Sierra Madre, great movie. Walter Houston, the best of the best of the best of the best, man. I love that movie. Love that movie. Treasure the Sierra Madre. Just shows you how greed just drives people insane. Sometimes. Valley of the Dolls, yeah, remember that? Yeah. How you doing, Polatov? Good to see you. Last started watching The Hangar. I busted a blood vessel in my eye. I don't think I saw that. Yeah, Peyton Place. Lousy movie, but good music. La do 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 do. La da dee dee. La da. Do do. No, yeah. Do, maybe that's theme from A Summer Place. I'm thinking another lousy movie. I've been to every wedding chapel you can go to in Las Vegas. I've pushed my way into the door. I've forced entry. Asked them if I could film an Elvis wedding. Two times I was able to do that on a live stream. I like that whole wedding chapel shtick down there. I enjoy that. Do you ever go to the wedding? Yeah, God willing, if the temperature's not too fierce, I should be on my way. Should be out of there. Love that tune. Theme from A Summer Place. Yeah, which was kind of a weird movie. Hello, Naturecraft. Nice to see you. Um, Strange, way before Troy Donahue, just way before its time. That kind of. By 1960, they were starting to deal with adult themes, and I don't know if you ever saw Days of Wine and Roses with Jack Lemmon and Anne Bancroft. That was another good one. Good morning, Gisk. 10 Kleenex movie. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, J.A.? Well, we're having a cheerful chat tonight. And it was a great day today. Staying very busy here, learning new to me old camera gear, which is very challenging. I shot this morning's vlog on the camera. I shot the whole series out there doing the KT61 tuner. A lot of people have asked me to do some vintage audio stuff, so I was glad to be able to kick one of them out. I want to do one of them a month to just kind of keep pace. So very busy day, staying positive, trying to stay out of the news. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Leaving Las Vegas was a great movie with Nicolas Cage in it, and Elizabeth Shue. That was a hell of a movie. You want to see the realities of long-term alcoholism. That was a stone cold movie. That one, Ship of Fools. Yeah, yeah. Gone with the Wind. That's my favorite movie of all time. I was trying to be positive when I was in Lee started screaming. Cyanide, let me tell you, honey, the problem is you're beautiful, okay, and you're like a lightning rod out there, right? Yeah, be the flower girl. Um, yeah, Vanishing Points. There's a lot of good. I'm really on class. I can't waste my time watching crap. That's for sure. I like to have a good story. Sidney Poitier, the first man of color I ever crushed on. Big day. I remember I saw in the theater. Guess who's coming to dinner with him, and he was in the heat of the night with God, what is that actor's name? That's Rod, Rod Steiger. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, Eddie. So all I said was just turn off YouTube. That's it. That'll get you. That'll get you going. So I think this morning, I think the vlog setup is going to work well. The camera worked beautifully. Some people notice that I'm in focus and behind me is not in focus. That's a standard way of shooting portrait videography where you want all of the attention on the subject, and it gives a great depth of field behind to have that out of focus. It's called bokeh, and it's something that people strive for to achieve that. So I think that that worked out pretty good today. I got a lot of positive feedback on that, and thank you guys. I think the camera, the colors, the quality of the video was great. The big trail, yeah, I sure do. Little Rascals, yep. Do 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 do. Which little rascal do I remind you of? Huh? Pick one, right? Which little rascal? Let's nail it down. You got Spanky, Buckwheat, you got Darla, you got Alfalfa, you got don't tell me Spot the dog or something like that. Oh yeah, it is. I love getting them. Love getting those things. Ah, that's a great movie. Arsenic and Old Lace. God, the Cary Grant ones. No, not Darla. People say Spanky on. People say I'm like Spanky, right? Just always getting people into trouble and everything. Everything. The little fire plug, you know. I thought Darla was so cute. She was adorable. Just an adorable little gal. That saved the Max Sennett Studios was that. Spanky, thank you, Nature Woman. Stan Laurel. Carl Schweitzer, Alfalfa. He died very young. I can't remember how he died. He had a cameo appearance in It's a Wonderful Life, and I think that was 1946 or something like that. Johnny, you retracted so fast I didn't see the. Last night after drinking scotch, I look like and sound like buckwheat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other classics that. How Green Was My Valley with was an outstanding movie about coal mining in the poor region of, I don't know whether it was Ireland or Wales or something like that. That was a great one. How Green Was My Valley. I like that whole Life with Father series with can't remember the actor, William Powell. I love them, and Irene Dunn. They were good. Egads. Has Ellen been canceled? There was just something about he committed suicide. I'm sorry to hear that. There was always something about Ellen that I never found. I could not warm up to her. You know, I see Leah Remini on King of Queens or whatever. She's the kind of girl, you could have a couple beers and hang out at a bar and have a blast. But I can't see if I can see myself having a drink at a bar with you as an actor or an actress, then I know it's a good. Then I know it's a good thing. Splendor in the Grass. That was a sad movie. That was a sad movie. Um, I think of Splendor in the Grass. Was that the one with June Jones and William Holden? That he was a war correspondent and got killed in Korea. Fred McMurray. He played such a rake in The Apartment. He also played a rake in Double Indemnity too, with Barbara Stanwyck. That was a hell of a movie, Double Indemnity. Uh, hey, Kiwana. I'm definitely a curly, definitely. Yeah, I just can't. Mutiny on the Bounty. The original, yeah, the Mutiny on the Bounty with Marlon Brando was great. Also, the one with Charles Lawton was a good one too, a good version. I didn't really cotton to the one that was made a few years ago. I didn't really like that. I used to tell my mom and dad when Ellen would come on at their house that I didn't like her, and all these stories started coming out. There's just something, um, trying to be hip or something, and trying to be like a counterculture uh, figure. I don't know. The scene from that was a fake wedding chapter called Caesar's Best Little Chapel right next door to the hospital. Oh my God, yeah. Um, I saw in the rumor mill tonight that they might be closing the Sahara Hotel permanently September 30th or something like that, which would be, ooh, whoa, considering the money they put into making over the Sahara there. Good to see you, Kawana. Homicide and type series and doing some roots. Oh, you're a descendant of Fletcher Christian. I'm a descendant of Sir Francis Drake. Yeah, let's see. Jason, Rosie was back in the 20s. The Brown Derby, man. Yeah, bring on those Delmonico steaks, right, Jay? Bring on those Delmonico steaks. Yeah. God, would you have loved to have just been at the Brown Derby or one of those, LA uh, places in the 1940s and seeing Sinatra walk in, and suddenly last summer prompted a conversation with mother, and I cried so hard that a person would die for such a thing. Yeah, well, it's tough. Wild Wild West. Sally was such a stick. I don't even watch very many. I don't. The only movie I would watch is like uh, Tom Hanks has been embroiled in some drama too, but I think he's a good actor, and I would like to see the movie Greyhound. That look just for the videography and just for the cinematography, I think, and the special effects. D hasn't been here in almost 2 weeks. Nancy, whereabouts unknown to me. And the music industry has been infiltrated by sick. I don't really follow music too much. Um, I'm sitting in the parking lot at the grocery store. I just loaded up. I got the windows down. I've had the radio on. Right. I just turn it on, and for some reason, volume was loud. Windows were down. I put the ignition on. I started the engine. I hit the FM button, and all of a sudden, my God, this rap music came out. I'm gonna bust your butt, man. I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna run you all around. That butt's like a pillow. I wanna lay down. And this this old lady next to me is like, he's looking around, all horrified. I don't know. Yeah, there you go, cyanide. I went on the ship Mutiny on the Bounty. It was filmed on in New Orleans Well, William Bly, amazing, still, a lot of people know there was a mutiny on the Bounty, but a lot of people don't know. Uh, when William Bly was set adrift with, I don't know, 12 or 16 men in a rowboat, he managed to navigate like, I don't know, 4,000 miles or something like that, dead reckoning, and got right to a Dutch place. And he ended up really being a national hero. He put out to sea again and just went right on doing his thing. Meanwhile, on what is that car? What's the end of that car? Pitcairn Island. Life goes on. So, yeah, I think so, Sugar. But Sugar's like this. Anytime. Hi, Watch. Sorry I missed the opening. I went to McDonald's. All right. Thank you, Hi Watch. $4.99 from Hi Watch. Um, it happens. Like after the collapse of 1929 into almost mid 1930, people thought the recovery was underway and things were going to be okay. And then things went into a power dive for the next 3 years, almost straight off the cliff. But when the tide goes out like that, all the stinky things are laid bare by low tide. All the shenanigans come to light. Money starts to dry up. People start to call in their markers on other people. Hey man, if you don't come across with $500,000, you know what? I'm gonna drop a dime on you. I'm gonna call the cops and I'm gonna turn that file over. In business, cooking the books and all kinds of crap. All that stuff gets exposed. Just walked around Laurel Canyon. Thank you. Yeah, some people got a good shot. Yeah, he got a compass, but I'll tell you, it was still almost an unparalleled feat of navigation to take an open boat that distance and save the lives of those loyalists on the ship. An incredible feat of seamanship, and certainly heard he was worthy of carrying the name captain on that. If you weren't doing these chats, yeah. Hi, Watch. You've got to stay cool. You got to stay cool. It might take a major war to fix this economic problem. Well, it's one of the, thank you, Lisa. $5 from Lisa. Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. Thank you, Lisa. I think I was, not sure if Laurel Canyon, I was in Coldwater Canyon, all through there. I enjoy that area down there. A major war. The problem is, how do you fight it? How do you fight it? That's the problem. We've run up against the wall of nuclear bombs and things like that, and that's the great limiter. So, what are you going to have? A mutually agreed ground war and air wars and just obliterate everything? I don't know how it pays out. Joni Mitchell, hey? Boy, there's a name I've not heard. Joni Mitchell. You're so vain. Do, 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 do. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. That was a movie with Bogart where he loses. It was called The Cane Mutiny. Strawberries. I'm missing a quart of strawberry ice cream and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And he would have those two steel balls in his hand and rotating them around. That was a weird ass movie. Cane Mutiny, yeah. No, I don't think I saw the Human Centipede movie. Burn it to the ground and start over. It's effectively what we're doing. But tonight I don't want to go there, right? You know, Janet was here last night, the boss. They're like, oh, what a gloomy ass chat. So we're keeping it on the up and up. However, if you don't have a place to stay and you don't have food to eat, then the reality is you got to be somewhere. Not everybody can be building shacks on the street. So when I mentioned FEMA type camps, of which I've been to real FEMA camps after the Great Santa Rosa fire, I took you on a tour of those that facility. People have got to be somewhere. Okay, that's the reality. It doesn't cost a lot to house and feed people compared to buying them housing and stuff like that. So there's Janet. Yay, she's in the background. I'm not really much of a movie. I don't listen to a lot of. I don't. I don't enjoy rap music at all. I can see the artistic element, but what does my opinion matter against a world that enjoys rap music? I just think that songs tend to be very degrading to women in particular. They're very objectified in those things. Saving ice to make some cherry vanilla ice cream. Man, that sounds good. Virginia Beach. How you doing, Bonnie Lynn? Good to see you. I'm digging this chat. I've been so freaking down. My brother lost land. My dog died and all this. I'm sorry, Teresa. Yeah, you gotta stay upbeat. Cupcake. Yeah, I thought Janet and the boss were on their way to Wyoming. A Clockwork Orange. Wow. Ding. A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick. I never in my life, this was groundbreaking stuff. All right, A Clockwork Orange. This broke a whole new this broke a whole new path in movies. This guy was weird, Stanley Kubrick, but a hell of a director, you know. And I'd never seen that movie. Stimulated my interest in films. That particular movie, Clockwork Orange. I'd been growing up. I'd been hauled to all the drivel, the sound, the music. I got so sick of seeing Julie Andrews go over the hills and stuff, and I said, "Oh, it'd be terrible if a Nazi staff car accidentally rolled over while she's running going down the hill." My mother, what a terrible thing to say. Such a beautiful actress and singer. The hills are alive with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing. For 1,000 years, my love will alive with the sound of music. Who's your favorite actor? Without a doubt, James Stewart is my favorite actor of all time. Why? Jack Lemmon and Jimmy Stewart. Because they always seem to take everyday Joe kind of roles, which I really, really love. Tremendously modest, Jimmy Stewart, classy to a T, a gifted actor, and just an all-around decent human being, a decorated war pilot, bomber pilot in World War II. Just, you know, if I was eligible bachelorette at that's the kind of guy that I would be attracted to. That kind of guy. That's the reality, boss. Imagine lying and being dead. Rosie standing over me saying, that's the reality. Boss, let me tell you, the temperature on planet Earth went down a few degrees centigrade here, all right? I can see people's hearts kind of hardening out there, okay? So I'm going to suggest, Buttercup, that you toughen up, okay? Get that thick armor on, man. Be a warrior. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. Well, no, wait a minute. Hold on. Gregory Peck was another classic one. Burt Lancaster classic one. Robert Mitchum classic one. Never got too much into Bogart. I don't know. I never, I kind of ran hot and cold in terms of whether he was a good actor or not. Yeah. Swing Blade. Woo! But Jimmy Stewart is just in A Wonderful Life when he's sitting at that bar and he's racking and help me. I mean, it's one of the great moments in cinema. There, it's tremendous to pull that off. So. But boss, I'm keeping it upbeat tonight. Maltese Falcon with it was at Sydney Greenstreet, right? Sydney Greenstreet. What movie of his is your favorite? No doubt, It's a Wonderful Life. Because the message of A Wonderful Life, anybody that is has suicidal ideations, people that think about taking their own life, it's a sad thing. It's a reality. It happens in the world. And I feel, to me, that's the saddest death of all. But if you could sit somebody like that down and put It's a Wonderful Life on and have them just watch that movie, and they would realize that they have no concept of how their life interlocks with other people's lives all around them. Jimmy Stewart was born, saved his brother's life. His brother went off to fight and pilot and save the lives of a lot of guys on a transport ship. He prevented a guy from being poisoned when he was a kid working for Mr. Gower's drugstore. Mr. Gower put poison pills in instead of the proper prescription because his son died of influenza. And old fighting old man Potter and Potterville, and then he got a chance to see how great his life really was and what a difference he made. Him being born. I'm not sure if Bobby's going to be over on Saturday or not. I'm going to invite him. Yeah, you want to be on my trivia team for sure. So that's why I like. That's why I love that movie, because when you think that you don't matter, you do. You really do. It is a classic movie. It turned into a Christmas classic. It was a big flop at the box office, but it achieved cult status in later years precisely because that message was so good. We had real mentors back in the day. Will Rogers, dude, was deep. Yeah. Yeah. Take care, Dave. Take care of your mom. I'm glad to hear that she is doing good. That's a great thing. Hey, we got 168 watching. Let's make a rush for 100 thumbs up. That would be a nice thing. That would be a great, great thing tonight. Hills had, yeah, it was a flop, but it's made tremendous money in the aftermarket. Shawshank was brilliant. Shawshank was a great story. You'll notice all these movies, it's not the actors, it's the storyline that is so compelling. If you have a great story, you're already 80% of the way towards a great movie. Never watched It's a Wonderful Life, and write down another one, CC. Write down the best years of our lives. That was a good one. The Wind and the Lion, Sean Connery. I saw that. My folks dragged me to that in the theater, and at my age, it it was like 2.5 hours of hell just sitting there not understanding what the hell was going on. Summer of '42. Sean Connery's an excellent actor. Who else? Gene Hackman, tremendous actor, just so gifted as an actor. And Hoosiers and No Way Out and French Connection in so damn many movies. He's got to be the ultimate lifetime best supporting actor guy. Haunting of Hill House was the last time. My sister. I don't know if any of y'all remember House on the Haunted Hill. That was a real. I still remember the the woman falling into the acid pit. It's like, oh God. Oh man. Somebody said it's a mad, 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 mad world. That was a great movie too. That was a great, great movie. Henry Fonda is another one I could never really. There's how do I put this without offending people that like Henry Fonda is another great American. I mean, he was a strong actor, uh, hard worker. But do you ever get the feeling when you see some people act that they're professionally training acting? In other words, they know what they have to say, but they don't nuance the part. You know, they don't put their own thing. Thanks again, Lisa. $5 from Lisa Sweats. Thank you, sweetie. They don't nuance that role, and there's some actors and actresses that are just bang on, just gifted. You know, as much as I dislike De Niro, right, his politics and stuff, he can get in there and you don't even, man, you're just lost in the story. You're not thinking about that was awkward or whatever. Yeah, he was good in Golden Pond. I remember I saw that movie. Yeah, yeah. And there's just Harry and Anders. I think I hated. I saw Yours, Mine, and Ours with Lucille Ball and Midway with Henry Fonda, and so many. Um, he started early on with Betty Davis in the 30s. He played a jazz club musician or something. I loved Ronald Reagan's movies too. Yeah. Mildred Pierce, excellent movie with Joan Crawford. She won an Academy Award for that. Jackie Brown. Uncle Buck, great movie. We need Uncle Buck. Al Pacino too. Yeah, I like Alfred Hitchcock movies. I still think the one that was filmed here in Santa Rosa, Shadow of a Doubt, it's free on YouTube, was suspenseful. It was a great storyline, and it had great actors in it. Joseph Cotton, Teresa Wright. I mean, imagine that this uncle that you love so much is coming to visit you, and little by little, you start to put the story together that your uncle is probably a murderer. You know, and you've got to figure out, how do I live with this? And then, well, I don't want to give a spoiler alert, but it's a great movie. Lump doo 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 doo, lump doo 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 doo, lump da doo 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 doo. Especially when he did Gaslight. Hitchcock was very experimental with cinematography. He would start with an extreme close up of a guy singing "ah" on the stage, and he would slowly back out till it was a whole gigantic like Madison Square Garden. He did all kinds of weird, innovative things with the camera. John Wayne, I like John Wayne in The Quiet Man, but I was never really into westerns too much, and that was really his genre. A couple war movies, but not really. You know, good, decent guy, nice Iowan, but I could never. You know, I guess because I didn't follow westerns. The Bird and Gaslight, yeah. Yeah, good old Alfred Hitchcock. I don't think he ever won an Academy Award. But then again, the Doobie Brothers never made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, Sweet Home Alabama. They don't make good movies anymore. Um, you know why? Because we've moved from the craft of the written word, authors, people that wrote books. Margaret Mitchell's A Tale of the South, Gone with the Wind, right? Um, To Kill a Mockingbird. Those stories, they adapt so well to screen. Now, what do you put on the screen? What do you do? What do you do these days? I mean, it's like we're losing our ability to be storytellers in this day and age. I think so. It's very telling in Hollywood right now. So we're either going for cheap laughs in Hollywood, which I'll take some. Okay, or we're doing some weird ass sci-fi, you know, thing, or we're doing some, uh, you know, bad guys or action heroes and things like that. Man in La Mancha, yeah, he's good, yeah, as long as they're historically correct, yeah. Uh, Truman Capote, yeah. Schindler's List was well done. Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. Green Mile was great, yep. But there's a Tom Hanks movie very few people saw. It was called The Lady Killers. It was a remake of a movie from the early 60s. It is a riot. It is a riot. Very few people have seen everything that are left to remakes, and I hope not. Well, you know, cyanide, that reminds me of 1910 when, I don't know who it was, suggested that the patent office be closed because everything worthwhile had already been invented. So what's missing is the desire to work hard on story development. Okay, and I think that's a problem. Either good stories are too hard to acquire, or they're too few. Gone with the Wind will always be my favorite. The ultimate combination of a great storyline, a great cast of actors and actresses, great scenery, tremendous cinematography, great music tying it all together. But best of all, a hell of a story. If you've never read Margaret Mitchell's A Tale of the South, right? Hey, Thomas Jordan. Yeah, the dialogues he. Yeah, you saw that movie? Man, that was great. I don't know, was Damon Wayans or his brother was, yeah, hey, Mr. Gush, I can't work tonight. Did you see the kettle drums on that one? Yeah, that was good. You remind me of a girlfriend in Lafayette, Louis. She's very carefree. Um, we don't need to be Debbie Downers right now. We know about what's on the outside world. We need a place to come and have some smiles, reminisce, and slowly we build up a core of more and more people that come on that like to have the drama-free chats and things like that. Yeah, I'd like to try one of those with the what do you call that? The lace-up corset. Well, I do declare, who shall accompany me to the barbecue? I can't read Faulkner for nothing. Yeah, the the sound and the fury, life is sound and fury, all amounting to nothing. Well, this Steinbeck is a great writer too. I wanted to go down to Salinas to visit the Steinbeck Museum down there. The Sound and the Fury, William Faulkner. That was a hell of a movie, wouldn't you say, El Chazy? And the old black woman that had that house by the Mississippi riverboat casino. She was outstanding in that. That was what you call a well-tempoed movie. That was such a great movie. No, don't get ribs. Oh, I do declare, Miss Rosie, you look like you upsized a little bit there. Did you have a good vacation? Did you eat a lot? Yeah, Brian's song, Brian Piccolo. The child my spouse when I awakened me by the recorded music. Paint Your Wagon. Was Clint Eastwood in that? Jane Fonda. Was Jane Fonda in that? Not sure. Paint Your Wagon. Lee Marvin was in that, I think. Lee Marvin. Was Lee Marvin in? I couldn't really get Goldie. Whoopi Goldberg. I saw her in Sister Act. I didn't see A Color Purple because she worked in Baltimore, and I went in person and met her, and it was just a total turn-off experience. So it's a necessity here. How you doing, Chef? We're talking movies and mayhem. Confederacy of Dunces and Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil's Guess. Good. Good works. Dog Day Afternoon. Grapes of Wrath. Good story. Good story. I could say a lot about that Grapes of Wrath. That had a very young John Carradine in it, and Henry Fonda, and I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know how I really feel of it. Color Purples, and yeah, I haven't seen it. Watched the Color, good movie. Oh. Secret Life of Bees. There you go. I like to go around and do very Al Pacino and Dog Day Afternoon, which probably many of you never even saw before. It was his big breakthrough movie, Dog Day Afternoon. That was a hell of a movie. That was a hell of a movie. Driving Miss Daisy was great. It's great. You know why? Because of Morgan Freeman. That's why. But I also liked Batteries Not Included with Hugh Tandy, or with Jessica Tandy and Hugh Cronin. I liked that movie. That was cute. Batteries Not Included. Oh my God, Teresa. Hey, designer jocks, Mick. Long, hot summer. It's been a very cool summer here. Very cool. Yeah, Driving Miss Daisy was very well executed, the movie. Again, Morgan Freeman, just a very gifted. You don't even think of him as acting when you watch him on this. You're just lost in his story. He's so natural. It's so natural. The way he acts. Trip to Bountiful. I cried. I don't know if I ever cried at a movie. Probably. I did cry once when I went up and bought popcorn and a soda. I remember. $9 for a soda and some popcorn. Do 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 do. Fried green tomatoes. I think I saw that. Was that Kathy Bates in that? Yeah. I'm trying to drive you to the store. What the hell does that mean? Oh yeah. Driving Miss Daisy stole the show, and Shaw said he's just a gifted actor. What makes actors steal the show? Because you don't perceive of them as acting. You not want to go to a movie? I'm sorry. Hey, Stella! Shut up down there. I'm older now. Hey, Draft Horse Diva, how you doing? Yeah, it was a good movie. It just goes to show you a simple story like Driving Miss Daisy. What did they use? Like maybe 10 scenes altogether in the whole movie. I mean, it was easy. Fiddler on the Roof is great. I'm not a big, yeah, Oliver and Les Miserables. Patti LuPone, when she sings "I Dreamed a Dream," that's and she also does "Don't Cry for Me," Argentina. Very my favorite Broadway singer, Patti LuPone. Don't cry for me, oh Argentina. La da da do 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 do. I looted the treasury. You like my fur coat? Check out my diamonds. Do you still love me? Oh, Argentina. Full Metal Jacket, good movie. Good movie. Who made that movie? You know who in the hell made that movie. You know the guy that made that movie? A real drill sergeant, Ermy, right? Real guy. Didn't even have to act, man. Just went down there. Had the longest opening. Had the longest damn opening. I don't know how in the hell he memorized those lines. He started at one end of that barracks and he walked down like that and he just looked from left to right and he was just a well-oiled machine. You know, he went in to talk to them as a technical advisor and the director's sitting there with the with the continuation, whoever does contingency. Why the hell are we hiring somebody to play this? This guy was a drill sergeant. Yeah, let's give him a try, and it all worked out. Uh, no, Nicolas Cage and Kevin Costner are not the same guy. Stanley Kubrick should have changed their name, moved to Buck Nordell for trying to follow Patti LuPone's performance. Full Metal Jacket was very powerful. But the movie trailed off at the end. You know, when they got into the field, with Snowball and all them, it was tough. Kubrick was a real bastard, though. And man, some horrible stories. Well, to be a great director, you can't be a pal to people. Okay, that's the problem. You have people that. What was it that? Oh yeah, Kevin Costner came out recently, and his career was never the same after he did Waterworld. Remember Waterworld, that floating POS out in Hawaii that got all busted up and everything. He had done No Way Out. He had done the Dances with Wolves. He was Sky High. He did The Guardian or whatever, and he does Waterworld. And he had a conversation. Steven Spielberg had called him up on the phone and said, "Man, let me tell you, do not shoot a movie on the water." Let me repeat, do not shoot a movie on the open sea there. Okay, and Costner's like, "Hey, see that? Yeah, it says Costner, right? I'm the boss of this production. We're shooting on the water." Now, why did Spielberg do that? Because he suffered through the making of Jaws with failing mechanical sharks. 10 minutes to Wapner. These aren't my underwear. Shelley Duvall. She really went down the hole, didn't she? Shelley Duvall, Waterworld. Never said it was a huge until Heaven's Gate was another disaster. Ishtar, Dustin Hoffman, and Warren Beatty's movie career was never the same again after Ishtar. And, Costner was killed by Waterworld, and I don't know. Ron Howard, yeah. Yeah, I'm Kevin. You see that, Costner? I'm the direct. I'm running the show here. Thanks for your advice. I'm making an Oscar-winning video here. All right. Well, let me just tell you, man. Don't shoot on the water. Ishtar was so stupid. It was dumb. Meet the Fockers. Meet the Fockers. That was good. Yeah, The Goodbye Girl. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Save the Tiger. Very few people have seen Save the Tiger. Jack Lemmon won an Oscar for Save the Tiger, a guy that's running a struggling garment business in the 1970s and post after serving in Nam and trying to survive in the garment business in LA and putting out the spring line of fashions and going deep in the hole and finally having to contact a guy to torch the business to collect the insurance. Great movie. Terrence Malick movies. Yeah, Jaws was pretty. Yeah, Jaws was pretty not good for the sea trade. But then some woman up in Maine got killed by a great white shark swimming around. So these are hungry times. Remains of the Day, yeah. Bachelor Party. American Graffiti. Yeah, that was filmed in Modesto, Petaluma, and quite a few places. Katharine Hepburn movies. Um, you're going to hate me, Twin Sparrow. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get it. I'm glad they made Waterworld. Their Steel Magnolia filming location. Yeah, you just put up a video. I haven't checked it out yet, Chef. That is in my playlist, my feed there. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I will say John Wayne was excellent in that. That was a great. He did well in that. Shirley MacLaine was great. Terms of Endearment. I love that scene where he's standing up in the Corvette, gone on the beach, and driving with his foot or something, going down the beach. I love that. African Queen, yeah, Pisano and Leander. I liked Waterworld too. A few people liked it, but it was a tremendous money loser for all the camera equipment just was continuously being compromised by the saltwater environment, and it was running electric around the water and a raft that's just barely above the sea. Very dangerous. Yeah, Mule for Sister Sarah. Catherine Hepburn until she aged. I suspect maybe it was her accent, her Connecticut accent. No offense to anybody up there, but she was always so very prim and proper in her movies. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Macaulay, yeah, Waterworld. It's not. Come on, man! It's not water. Water. Isn't it terrible? There's two words you use all the time: water and wash, and I get stuck with them. Cornhole World, yeah. Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That was good. That was a good flick. I enjoyed St. Elmo's Fire to some extent. They had the Brat Pack movies, 16 Candles, and they were mildly amusing. When I saw Diller's today, freaking bell bottoms and dresses from the 70s. Oh God, no! You know why they're bringing that back? Because it's associated with the 60s and 70s and protest. No! Unless they bring mini skirts back. Caddyshack, yeah. Say beautiful. Is that right? Beautiful? Should I say be beautiful or beautiful? I say it like Balmer. That's beautiful. National Lampoon's Vacation was great. Still say my favorite scene was when Cousin Eddie's daughter stirring the Kool-Aid with her whole hand. Weekend at Bernie. Well, yeah, you had St. Elmo's Fire hit the mast of your sailboat. Wow. a line in winter. The calla lilies are in bloom. You wash your clothes in a washer, right? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Still my favorite Western of that, and Hang 'em High. Still my two favorite Western movies. For buggy, yeah, let me take that buggy. I had the worst clothes, always look bad. The 70s was just like, oh God, please, please, not again. No, I don't want a replay of the 70s. Cousin Eddie was tremendous. See, I mean, one great storyline, Chicago to the water park or whatever it is like, what a great meet crazy people along the way. Imogene Coca, and just it was just a good feel good movie. I was Dirty Harry, filmed right there in San Francisco, as was Bullet with Steve McQueen with that Mustang going over those hills. Man. Bridge over the River Kwai. Wow. Alec Guinness. Yep. Colonel Boogie. Lawrence of Arabia. Spectacular. Everybody that goes to study film and film school, film electives in college or university, you will see Lawrence of Arabia for just the camera work alone in that. Somebody mentioned Arsenic and Old Lace, which I thought was great. The one with Cary Grant in the 1940s. That was a hoot. That was funny. Crafty Kitty, my parents say washer and they say roof instead of hate hearing the mispronunciation. I've had to live with it my whole life. Montgomery Clift, yeah. Died too young. That was Elizabeth Taylor's real heartthrob, Montgomery Clift. Yeah, fix that roof. You see Johnny Depp and Ed Wood, Martin Landau as Bela Lugosi. Johnny Depp. Edward Scissorhands. Not really a huge, he's got all kinds of divorce problems and stuff going on now. Martin Landau. Bully, yes, yes. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Burl Ives, Elizabeth Taylor, she was good in that. Why you just as jumpy as a cat on a hot tin roof tonight, ain't you? Yeah. I know you love Johnny Depp. I know. How do I know that? Cyanide Cupcake. But you probably don't like Tom Cruise, so. David Bowie, The Man Who Fell to Earth. He could have been. Had some acting chops. David Bowie. Yeah. Who surprised me that just walked on and just Sergeant Ermey in Drill Sergeant Ermey in Full Metal Jacket blew me away. Just walked on, just carried, took the whole damn movie, man, right there. No acting class, no experience. That uniform just fit him. It was crisp. It was right to the shoulders. I mean, you got to say one thing. The Marines dress their people well, okay? He just thinks he's a dang alien. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Great movie. I love the airplane. North by Northwest getting shot in that. That was a good. I like the parts on Mount Rushmore, Chef. I thought that was pretty cool filming on Mount Rushmore. I thought that was pretty wild out there. Please don't eat the daisies. I kind of liked Doris Day. When I was young, remember I used to sing that Choo-Choo. I asked my mother, what shall I be? Will I be happy? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. K, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Thank you, EJ. And thanks to you, those of you who saw that Fisher KM 61 today video. I appreciate you checking that out. I used the new to me old camera today for the first time and swung that into action in 2 videos. I hope you like that. Yeah, they were epic for that period. Hey, JK. I couldn't believe Chef on those ropes bouncing around. You'd never get permission anymore to film up on a national monument, something like that these days. But that was really uh, that took some gutsy filming by the camera operators there to be hanging by ropes and using those, holding those big Panaflex cameras and crap. Doris Day got you through an abusive childhood. I just always felt cheery when I saw Doris Day. I just, she was a decent, if not spectacular actress, but she had a, the rosy cheeks and the bubbly goodness. Any movies? I haven't seen any recent ones. Didn't they make Greyhound was released? I don't know if that did any good. Something missing from today's films is the music scores. I think music is very underappreciated. When I started really getting into cinematography and things and videography, then I really started to understand how critical music is. Imagine Gone with the Wind without the score of Max Steiner. Would it be the same movie? Would it be the same? Would it have that tremendous lift of that music and those swells and the dramatic and the quiet parts of it? It just wouldn't be the same, would it? Yeah, positive. She was positive. Yeah, the music score. Something's also missing. A story crafting chef is really becoming a lost art, and I think that's because we're reading less books as a society, and we're narrowing our understanding of the world to very simplistic things, I believe. Jesus Christ, Superstar. I'm not sure if it was Netflix or not. Yeah, I'd see a Bob Dylan movie. Too many blip flash scenes in. Stephanie, that was my point when I was talking about somebody's like, Rosie, you got a style to what you do. You really do the very long takes, because I look at some of the people I follow on YouTube, the Peter McKinnon. Everything is jump cuts. They're turning the camera upside down and up right side up again. Uh, but I don't want to duplicate that style. You have to find your own hallmark, and mine is doing a long moving shot. Silence of the Lambs, yeah. Hans Zimmer's my favorite for scores. The Miracle Worker with Patty Duke was a great. Helen Keller, yeah, that was good. Great Music. Silence is what grew my interest in the FBI. Everyone in the film class smoking clove cigs. It was a really laid back class, right? You just go in. What are we watching today? We're watching The Seventh Seal with the great Ingmar Bergman, which I never got that story. And then the next week we're watching. I don't know what the hell we're watching. The Trials of Joan of Arc, which was mind blowing. You want to see a movie from 1929. It's silent, but this movie, the production values on it is like 2020. It's like 2020 production values, and you see the acting this actress does, and the story, the Trials of Joan of Arc. It's one of my 5 black and white movies that everyone should have to watch. Carrigan just carried a film. You don't see that anymore. No, no. No, you don't see that. You know what they're doing now, Chef? They're computer generating characters now. This is going to be the next thing. Okay. There's a guy I call DP Cinema I follow. All he does is try to create and keep working continuously. He works for Hollywood, continuously fashioning more realistic actors and actresses, more realistic computer generated actors and actresses. It's coming. You think the self checkout at Walmart? Okay, I'm telling you. Metropolis #2. There's another black and white movie you must watch. Production values are incredible. #3, Diary of a Lost Girl, starring Louise Brooks of Cherryvale, Kansas. That's 3 of the black and white movies that you must watch. All right. Jodie Foster, yeah, she was good. Okay, everybody got those 3 movies you must see. Great movies, well worth it. Don't ever say a black and white movies can't be powerful. They can be very powerful. I filmed that Requiem of a I don't know, Requiem for a Lost for a desert motel or something, and I filmed that in black and white and videoed that in black and white, and people were like, "Wow, it looks even uglier." Jason and the Argonauts. Oh, he had a haircut like Jody. Did you have a? That's classic, man. I love that. The Body Snatchers, Wizard of Oz introduces color. Actually, color movies had been around since the 1920s. They had what was called the blue red movies, where they experimented. You can see very early color movies in the early 1920s. It wasn't until they put the red, green, blue RGB color spectrum together that they did that. So, yeah, I've seen The Great Dictator. I've seen it in Chinese, Da Du Dai Zhi. Yeah, I saw it in a Chinese movie theater. Right? They call him Zhou Biling. I do all my music vids in black and white. Yeah, Miracle on 34th Street, black and white. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Gloria Swanson. Yeah, there's a 4th movie you have to see. Sunset Boulevard. All right. Very apropos. The aging YouTube star, right? Like Gloria Swanson, the faded 1920s silent movie star. I'm ready for my close-up now, Mr. DeMille. I thought William Holden was never better than he was in that movie. 12 Angry Men was pretty good. That was a pretty good movie. I thought Henry Fonda was pretty decent in that Gen. Very small, everything just in one room. An amazing movie. Early Jack Klugman and pretty wild. Hey, Charlie Lynn, how are you? Yeah, John Waters, Pride of Baltimore there. Birth of a Nation. Yeah, Birth of a Nation. Let's talk about that. D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation. Time gives perspective on things. Okay, we can only live and have the values of the time that we live in. Okay, we didn't come through the Civil War. We didn't come through the era of Reconstruction and the Ku Klux Klan and things like that. So you have to kind of give a cultural pass to some of those things. And if you start to remove them, then I believe that you lose teaching points in life. The same as taking down statuary in parks and things. you could point to that and have a learning experience. Well, once we have a civil war and this guy fought on the side of states' rights and continuing the tradition of slavery, well, that's a bad thing. Yeah, well, we came to recognize it. We fought a war. We did away with it. But to some people, honor, war, glory, that's what that symbolizes. That's what that symbolizes up there. So I'm ready for my Howard Hughes time. Top floor of the Vandenstead. There you go, Chef. Wouldn't Chef have the wildest? Chef would have the wildest damn party up there, man. Yeah, Woodrow Wilson screened Birth of a Nation because it was the first really full-length movie in American history. You got to start somewhere. I mean, Thomas Edison had in Orange, New Jersey, his studio had all kinds of blackface movies and things like that. I mean, should we rip down Thomas Edison's name from everything? I don't know. These days, we know that's atrocious. I mean, history, do you understand from a historical logic of that movie and the stats were being put in the 20s at the time? Exactly. I mean, it's a period piece, and do we really want to lose things like that? Period pieces, or can we have a point to show that to a film class or a history class and say this is the way that at one time some segment of society felt like this? What can we learn? What can we discuss about this movie? Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner. Now I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. I swear it's true, and I owe it all to you. Well, if Baba Doo Boo Boo, Rosie that deep voice, what a turn on. Yeah, you got to set things in context. For sure. That's what yeah, Edison ripped off Tesla. Well, I didn't know if you ripped him off. He went DC, Tesla went AC. The battle of the currents. You know. And then watch Dirty Now. Hey, where's my deposit? I'm white privilege. My mother had that. I saw Howard Hughes at the Desert Inn in the early 1960s when my uncle would go out. He was a national print salesman, and they would fly him out to Vegas to. He was a big time gambler, and one time took me along, and I told the story many times on there. I don't know whether I was 6 years old or whatever. He comes, this is Wilbur Clark's Desert Inn. We're on the floor. He ended up buying the hotel. And, we're on the floor walking, getting ready to go to dinner. And all of a sudden, these 6 or 8 security thugs start going ahead and they start pushing people aside against the tables, right? And I'm thinking, God, is the king coming in or something like that? And here comes a guy in a wheelchair coming by down there. And, I remember thinking to myself, wow, you just pushed all these people around and he wheels by in his wheelchair. And I remember saying, what a dick or something like that. And, he's going along like this and all of a sudden he never turned in my direction. But the chair stopped for a minute. Tilted his head. I'll never forget this. Is burned into my memory. And then he gave the signal to roll on. And so the Savannah not Sandra 100 years later now taken down. There goes history. Well, it's not unusual. I mean, we hear about the pharaohs of Egypt, but we don't hear about the Hyksos people that came in from Asia and pushed aside the Egyptians and smashed a lot of their culture and stuff, and then they got pushed back. Societies destroy and they'll tear up a lot of their own stuff. Paid for my grandfather $1 million when he cries. Wow, that's pretty good, Lisa. Yeah. It's like, what a dick. You look like, what did Nah, they couldn't have said that about me. Nah, 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 not possible, not possible, not possible. The bear, I'd bite people. Yeah, you'd be a friendly bear sign. I'd be kind to a pet and come back missing a couple fingers. How was your trip to Yellowstone? It was good. How you doing? Oh man. Oh jeez. I'm sorry sorry your grandfather crashed that plane. I hope he recovered. I don't know. God. Charmin for misrepresenting. Well, I bite and make them like it. There we go. I'd like to be a panda bear. Watch me be a panda bear in my next life. Jesus. I have to be at the San Diego Zoo, right? Look at the panda, mommy. Hughes was very fascinating with TWA and the movie business, and Marilyn Monroe, very smart, early acquirer of a tremendous amount of land in Las Vegas. Howard Hughes Boulevard is still a very main east-west thoroughfare through Las Vegas. Just one of those bigger than life adventures. Americans, did we make people like that anymore? I don't know. I don't know. You could say Elon Musk has a little bit of the cut of the jib of that, right? Pandas. That's being well, was part of it. You're trying to get kicked off of you. Yeah, one more thumb up and we're at 100. Who's going to be the one to put it over the top? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Boom. Let's go over the top. Probably. A roll of Charmin. Yeah, Alexander Graham Bell was a great movie. Great biography. Very fascinating person. Um, Again, he had a tremendous struggle with Western Union over patents that went all the way through the court, and it was a nail biter to see if Bell would continue with those patents for American telephone and telegraph. Elon is a brilliant, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I didn't have respect for him before, but he doesn't think like everybody else, right? And you need people like that. Steve Jobs didn't think like everybody else. You need people that are traveling outside. They're going off the road. Okay, they're off-roading. They are off-roading. Then design the common hut. Yeah, he was a smart guy. How you doing, Honey Badger? Nice to see you, sir. I salute you as usual. One of our fine veterans out there. Hope you're doing well. Some people got a break off of, you got to roll off the highway and back and off-road it. And those are the kind of people that do that. We can sit around and wonder why didn't GM and Ford and other companies really make the electric vehicle take off? Well, it takes a guy with a different kind of vision. Typically, yeah, they're antisocial. You wouldn't want to be hanging out with Elon Musk, drinking beers and stuff. The conversation would be totally awkward. It'd be like, it'd be like a total mismatch. You want to talk about, the baseball game today, and he's talking about something about his new battery or something. Steve Jobs created a lot. Well, Lisa, he was the guy. You need somebody that bridges technology and functionality and marketability. That's what Steve Jobs did. Take the concept of a huge mainframe, which I cut my teeth on, Digital Equipment Corporation mainframe in 1975-76 with punch cards, and put a computer in people's homes. Okay, and make it, all work to everything on ergonomics and how's the consumer feel. Off-roading, that's it, Mark. Turn off of real life drive and hit easy street on mud tires. How you doing, cheeseburger? Yeah, Joan Crawford. Yeah, he was a great salesman. Yeah, Prince, let's go crazy. Let's party like it's 1999, man. Well, he never created the tech, but he had the vision of how you don't always have to create it. Bill Gates didn't never develop the software. He was smart enough to buy IBM's system. He had a vision that IBM did not have. IBM was all deeply invested in big mainframe computers and business software and big machines that needed IBM service people. This idea of microcomputers and something just like wow, it just scared the living hell out of IBM, and they pushed it off. And Jobs was able to pick it up for a song. Break up Amazon, 1991, and yeah, 2YK, that's it. Well, my interests are not like any others to say that. Make tires out of cement and roads out of rubber. There it is. Some people have the vision, others do the labor. That's exactly right. There's visionaries that are going to bridge the gap. Like we've had electric vehicles since 1910 or whatever, right? But Elon Musk somehow just went all in on the idea, just single-minded focus on it, dogged pursuit, even in a pandemic and things like that, still going full bore with focus, interest in space travel. We have SpaceX and all that. Yeah, he wants to back. I have a feeling wanted to get reset was real, that it was biological. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I got to pull positive tonight. I'm under orders from Janet to be. I just don't like this kid was on welfare and he was a millionaire. I get that. Well, his wife is as widow. They just had an article in the paper. She's on her $110 million yacht floating off some island. Mrs. Steve Jobs. She's out there. Oldsmobile made an electric vehicle. These electric vehicles have been around almost since the beginning. It was the battery part of it that was the difficult part of it. Special thanks for my videos. That guy in turn hired me for makeup, wardrobe. There you go. Busy. Turn true. Ignoring the through tantrums when the state said no. It's hard. Those creative people just can't be tethered. You cannot see an Elon Musk sitting at home for 3 months. Just this guy would rather be arrested, pay fines, or whatever else to do that. Yeah, IBM was started by the Watson family in 1911 as office machines for accounting and accountants and things like that. Yeah. Captain Blood. International business machine. Trivialize a coup in Bolivia, probably tongue in cheek, but makes him look like a sociopath. He's not a guy that you want to hang out with. He's got I don't know, with his girlfriend or wife, and I don't want to criticize. I mean, it's love, okay? They have a child together, and I just sit there like, man, what's wrong with this? With this? Yeah, that's it, Lisa Sweats. He wasn't too smart on conventional. He could have probably been saved, Steve Jobs, but he chose to try to do the natural route. Because why? Because he's an off-roader. He wants to take conventional medicine and say, your 100-year, 200-year history of advancing the fight against cancer, forget that. I'm an off-roader. I'm going to do this. Okay? Off-roaders can't get back on the road again. Only until his almost dying days, then he came back on road, and by then it was too late. Patent in the Florida, yeah, there you go, cheeseburger. Been painted to detect Mr. Ruthless. That went bust here in Buffalo because of, you almost have to be you almost have to be a dick. a tyrant to single focus to make it these days, and to people like Elon Musk, employees are like gear teeth on the wheel. They're no more, no less than metal, lithium, whatever else you need to make a vehicle. He's not thinking about, the you know let's soften the human resources aspect of Tesla. He's like, no, we're building friggin' electric vehicles, and we're gonna push X number of 100,000 if we have to work 7 days a week, 3 shifts to do it. You gotta get back on. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You got to get back on the road. Well, he got back on the road too late. But that's the way the off-roader mentality in life works. When you go off the highway, it's really hard to put yourself back on the highway again. You know why? Because you've been rewarded with the success. I mean, Elon Musk, what is he collecting? Another $2 billion or something like that. And that plays with your mind, and you start to think that you're an expert in every endeavor. And, well, I'll try this because somebody said that might work. Well, yeah, it's like Ford and Edison combined. Exactly. You have to fight it with the big guns. It's no joke. Yeah, it might work for somebody else, but I'm going to go conventional, right? If it comes down, I'm not going to. I spent years in China, and I saw a lot of the Chinese medicine and stuff, and I'm going to go the conventional route. I'm a back roader, but when I pull in a small town of hillbillies, I get back on the interstate. There you go. Yeah, there have been people who won and didn't do chemo, but they're very, very few and far between. Lived with it for like 30 years until chemo. Yeah, well, that it wasn't a cancer that killed my mother. It was the chemotherapy that killed her, destroyed her lungs. Do, 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 do. Interesting conversation we've had tonight for sure. We've been all over the map. We didn't get gloomy. We stayed positive. We stayed beautiful. Balls to the wall. There you go, with cyanide. I don't want Bob. Well, honey, you know when dogs there. I did a morning chooch years ago talking about nudicles. They found out, psychologically speaking, animal psychologists believe that some dogs, when they get neutered, they drop their nuts, right, and they're sad because they lose the rhythm of the swinging, and they got swag, they're going down the street, they feel proud, they're swinging the set, and now they got like nothing. So they sell these things called nudicles that you put in place of it, and you sew it back up, and the dog's like doesn't know any better. Honey, you can get some like nudicles put on. You're one tough broad, Cece. I'll tell you that. You are probably the toughest gal I know on YouTube, and that's saying something. And I don't mean tough in a bad way. I mean tough like in a nicer Joan Crawford kind of way. Don't fuck with me, boys. Don't fuck with me, boys. Oh, that's precious. I don't know about metal nuts, but dog. They just say dog feels better, right? He's got some sway. He's got some step. He knows that the lady dogs are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a guy. That's a real dog right there. Now he goes down, and it's like, really? Oh man, it's a shame. Shame, chef. Anyway, guys, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark tonight. What a fun chat tonight. I want to thank all of you for being here. I love these kind of chats. I'm not one often given to the there's enough gloominess. I do like to talk about and weighty things sometimes, but it's fun to just bullshit a little bit and have a little bit of fun tonight. If you haven't thumbs up on the way out, please do so. Go ahead, make my day. And if you haven't checked out the KM61, KM61, 1961 Fisher Radio Corporation tube tuner, please check it out. Put a little effort using my new to me old camera today, and it was a struggle. But it all came together pretty well. Well, Mark, it's getting on. Most people don't want to go beyond like 2 hours or so. But we've had, yeah, they go fast. So God bless all of you. Stay safe. Wear your mask. And yeah, let's hope for better days out there. Have a good night, everybody. Don't forget that thumbs up. What you looking at? Ill Gray, you old fish eye fool.